For starters, Bill Maher. Now, I know all of you already hate him, which is excellent. And this honestly goes back to the conversation that I had when Caroline and I were playing Play-Doh, but we can't stop ourselves from talking about politics because we're annoying women. Classic women. Won't stop talking. Am I right or what? And she was talking about how she couldn't tell if it's just that Bill Maher got worse or everybody else got better and realized that Bill Maher's a freak. But I think this is exactly on that topic, which is that I think Bill Maher has gotten worse. I think he's just explicitly gotten worse. Here's Bill Maher's Twitter. It turns out in Hollywood, it turns out for in Hollywood, quote, it's a small world after all. Clueless, surely he will be talking about, I don't know, Dan Schneider or Brian Peck or any of the people in Hollywood, Harvey Weinstein as well, because wait, before I make the comment I'm going to make, did Harvey Weinstein have any connections to, what's his name? Epstein. Yeah, okay, Harvey Weinstein and Epstein had relations. Like, not that they were fucking each other, but that they were buddies. Yeah. Like, are there people in Hollywood that have proclivities towards minors, aka people who the world would be better off without? Sorry, Sean, I'm thinking of that post. I have to show people. I'm sorry. TLDR, it's no surprise that there are people in Hollywood who are, okay, shocking, not shocking. Isn't that someone maybe who knows a little bit more about it? I haven't done a lot of research into it, but is it the Diddy lawsuit? Wasn't some portion of that, was any portion of that related to children at all? Or was it just, like blackmail? I don't know enough about the P. Diddy case to know about it. I just assume that they're all in cahoots. Yeah. Shauna Black, thank you for the raid. Thank you. Welcome, raiders. I was laughing my ass off when you raided because I remembered the tweet that you made. Hold on. I have to show everybody else here. Minors were mentioned. Yeah. I feel like it's just a lot of the people in Hollywood just, it's like they get bored of having everything already. And so they just become, it's very weird. It's fucking weird. So yeah, are there in Hollywood? Of course. Do they exert their power? Yeah, of course. I think we're all in agreement on this. And surely he's going to talk about that and not, I don't know, trans people for the 100th time. This is the reason I was laughing. Friend of the channel, Sean, posted, at all famous non-black streamers, I offer you an exclusive and lucrative collaboration opportunity. Limited time offer. I receive stream collab. You receive the right to wear a do-rag. Offer stands. Good trade. Take the deal, Denims. Take the deal. Oh God. I don't think I can pull one off, but I'm down. Okay, I'm down. Oh my God. Sorry, I have to. It's not that funny. It's not that funny. I am cool as a cucumber. Okay. I give him the pass to say female. No, the better term would be, I give him the pass to say femoid. I've already written a twit longer dragging you for this. Continue with care. Denims waves. No. Honestly, though, I should rep. I think I've told you guys, my dad had like an actual fro in the 70s, like a big fro. Like it was like this big. And my hair, when it's curly, like when I get out of the shower, if I brush it immediately, I also get some big Okay? I get some big hair. So I should do that one day. I just want to learn how to do fucking actual. Oh my God. Can I share one last story with you guys on this topic? Wait, can I share one last story? Hayden, thank you so much for the gifts up to Sean. Thank you. So I guess like the maintenance team, what would you call it? The head of the maintenance team in my complex, I swear, FR, totally real. He totally code switched with me. And he spoke to me like I was a white person. I'm like, you know, man, I get it. I get it. I totally understand. You don't know me. I get it. I understand. Please, no problem. But I was hosting my friend over who stayed with me for a week. And as they were staying with me, I needed the maintenance team to come and do some more repairs. And my friend happens to be Black. And the head maintenance guy did not code switch this time. And it was very funny. It was like, oh man, sorry, man. I didn't know you were like that. Okay, my bad. I didn't know your game. I didn't know your game. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure, but we're good. And that was an incredible feeling, watching the same person be like, look, I will be as white passing as you need me to, oh, okay. No, we're good. We're good. You're chill. You're not a fucking weirdo. Got it. Okay. We have to code switch or it scares you. No, trust me. Trust. I understand. I do not judge that man for doing what he did. Okay. He's doing his best. All right. He's probably trying to avoid Karen's being like, I just feel like your head of maintenance was very unprofessional. I just don't feel like there was just something about him that just like felt very unprofessional. So I get it. He's just trying to avoid annoying people complaining. I understand. I respect it. I don't judge him for it at all. But it was funny for him to be like, okay, you're normal. We're good. We're good. The suburbs have had dire consequences. Yeah. Your white girl accent is impeccable. Thank you. I learned it from Jenna. That voice caught me off guard. Thank you. Thank you. But anyway, sorry. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Oh, gosh. Ugh. All right. Let's watch this video, shall we? And then after this, I want to go to our main story, specifically, or rather, namely, watching the XQC Aiden Ross video. Content warning, moron on moron violence.
New rule, as one of the few people in the public eye who's gone through life and never had kids, someone has to tell me, why am I always having to defend them? I don't even like kids. But I also think it's every adult's job to protect them. Have you all been watching the Max documentary called Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV? OMG. Nickelodeon, it wasn't a studio, it was Neverland Ranch with craft services. It is just scene after scene, clip after clip of the child stars of their day being subjected to obviously inappropriate, highly sexualized degradation and quite a few pickles going through glory holes. I was grossed out and I've gone camping with John Waters.
It sucks not growing up with American culture because I just like don't get any of the references. Like I don't know who this is. And I know everybody else in here probably knows who this is. But man, this is the one thing that's annoying about being an immigrant child. No, I have no clue who this is. He's the go. I don't know who that is. It's like, seems like it's a 50-50. He's a 70s gay filmmaker, Hairspray. Oh. I'm Iranian and I know who this is. The brown on brown violence is pretty crazy in here, man. Okay. I'm trying to use my background as an excuse for why I don't know who this guy is, and that you would come in here and make me look like an idiot is crazy. That's insane. That's wild. I see where your loyalties are.
I kid you, John. I love you. So I don't know if this documentary is the talk of your town, but it is out here because it didn't just expose a dangerous workplace. It also exposed hypocrisy. Because it must be pointed out that when the evil governor of Florida was saying the exact same thing about kids and creepy stuff at Disney that liberals now find intolerable at Nickelodeon, he was dismissed as a hick and a bigot. But
that wasn't why people laughed at. That's not what the. Huh? Excuse me. Excuse me. You're talking about Disney, the documentary.
Meanwhile, Bill Maher in 2007. I think it's a little offbeat, but you know, I believe in the double standard, Maher told Playboy. If a 28-year-old male teacher is screwing a 13-year-old girl, that's a crime. But with Deborah LaFave, another teacher who had sex with a student, screwing her 14-year-old boy student, the crime is that we didn't get it on videotape.
Oh, this was Bill Maher? That's crazy that Bill Maher said that. Bill Maher in 2007. 28-year-old male teacher and a 13-year-old girl? That's wrong. Adult woman and a 14-year-old boy? Let's get that on videotape. No, I care about the kids, though. For sure. For sure you care about the kids. For sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. That's crazy. That's crazy. You know, when people use those examples, but they use like a 17-year-old, I'm like, whatever, you're just weird. That you would use that and you would use a 14-year-old is just like, oh, you're fucking creep.
People magazine agrees with me because they put her on the cover, Mary Kay Letourneau, the teacher from Seattle, who is in jail because she is in love. That's how I view it. I admit that it's unorthodox. She is 35. The boy is 14. He was younger when they started. But the big story this week.
Has he been bar mitzvahed?
Have I?
No, is he?
Oh. Okay. But she is pregnant again. That was the story this week. With the second child by this boy. So basically they're having a family and they're keeping the mother in jail because she won't conform to what society feels should be the perfect American family.
Yeah, it's perfect. My dad's 14 years older than me.
Absolutely sickening. Here
What is sickening?
A woman who's over 20 years older, and she raped this kid.
Raped?
Well,
Come on. She
What?
forced? How do you know? And how can you?
Well, how do you know that she didn't rape him?
How can
do
a
you
woman-
know that she
how-
didn't seduce him?
How can a woman rape a man?
I think that an older woman can manipulate a young kid, and I don't think it's really healthy. I don't think it's healthy for a kid who's going to be 14 with 2 kids out in the world. I think those children will grow up fairly damaged. I think that kid's going to grow up fairly damaged.
So you're on her side?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're actually a creep, man. That's crazy that you would say that. That's crazy. He's also said the N-word live on TV. Do I even want to know the context? Do I want to know the context? I don't think I want to know the context. Do you even need it? Nope. Nope. Other night, Caroline watched a clip of him saying to Katie Couric, "Don't all men like that?" when talking about dressing like a child and wearing pigtails. I'm just going to say scientific innovation has really blown my mind because prior to this moment right now, I didn't know that science could create such an unlikable person. That's crazy. Straight to jail. Straight to jail, believe it or not.
Would a kids' content factory like Disney be
Cretaceous,
all
thank you
that
for the 4
different
months.
than the one at Nickelodeon? A 2014 CNN report discovered that at least
Oh, yeah, I was looking
35
something
Disney
up.
employees had been arrested for sex crimes against children. And in 2021, Disney child star Allison Stoner confessed she only narrowly survived the toddler to train wreck pipeline.
Not at all related, but having the last name Stoner is insane. And I can't tell if I would hate if that was my last name or I would love if that was my last name. Just needed to point that out.
The next year, child star Cole Sprouse told the New York
Did he say cold sproused? I swear he added like a D to both of those.
wreck pipeline. The next year, child star Cole Sprouse told the New York Times that young
Okay.
actresses at the Disney
Cold
Channel
Sprouts.
were heavily sexualized from an early age. You know, Willie Sutton said he robbed banks because that's where the money is. And the reason we find pedophiles in the Boy Scouts and the Rectory and Kids TV is that's where the kids are. DeSantis wasn't wrong, but we're so tribal now, the left will overlook child fucking if the guy
Like, I'm trying so hard to not say things that are illegal and against US. I'm trying so hard. I hope you don't. I hope you pass peacefully in your sleep. Bill Maher. As soon as possible. Okay? AI Overlord, thank you so much for the 13 months. Why did he say it like that? I don't know. I don't know.
But we're so tribal now, the left will overlook child fucking if the guy from the wrong party calls it out.
I just, maybe it's just me, but like, I don't feel like that sentence should ever leave your mouth. Like making pedophilia casual by using the word fucking is crazy to say that. It's just really weird. It's very weird. And then using it to slander the left. Yeah, leftists and liberals very well known for not caring about child assault.
Sure, Nickelodeon messed up Amanda Bynes, but the Mickey Mouse Club was where Britney Spears got her start, and she's perfectly fine.
Just 1 second. I have to take all of the illegal thoughts in my head and smother them. Come back to this plane of existence. And I just have to say, how dare you pretend to care about child actors and then make fun of them when they're adults? Go fuck yourself. I think if she wants to dance with some fucking knives in the comfort of her own home, she should fucking do it. Okay? Who's in danger? What is the problem? I like how men are allowed in Bill Maher's world. Men are allowed to have like 500 guns in their home. Most of them or all of them not like child protected or secured. But if a woman wants to take some knives and be like, I'm your freestyle coach. Like, just leave her alone. Like, who is she negatively impacting? Like, literally just like.
And get this, after Brian Peck, who was one of the lead creeps at Nickelodeon, served 16 months in prison for the molesting he did there, Disney hired him, naturally to work on a children's series. Oh, for pedophiles in Hollywood, it's a small world after all. And not just Hollywood. There are Instagram moms these days who are practically only fansing their itty-bitty beauty queen.
What do you mean these days? Did he not just say that? Or did I, maybe I hallucinated that. Wait, I might have.
And not just Hollywood. There are Instagram moms these days who are.
First, at Google, first child beauty pageant. Little Miss America began in 1960. I didn't know OnlyFans was around for so long. I just did not know that. I did not know that OnlyFans has been around for 80 years. That's actually crazy. That's really wild. Wow. Wow. These days, go fuck yourself.
Practically only fansing their itty-bitty beauty queen.
Also, to say that when you literally look like the type of person that would be a judge on a child beauty pageant show, like, is crazy to me. When you literally have the face and vibes of one of the honorary judges that would show up, that's crazy to me.
Daughters by having them wear skimpy bikinis and eat bananas to build social media stardom. They're called sharenters, a hybrid of sharing and parent. I call them pimps, a hybrid of pimp and
I don't get it. Simp? Is that, why did he not say that? You literally said the term child blankety blank. But simp is too far. What is this, Twitch? Like, what? He just means S's in plural. Oh, he meant pimps. Oh. Wow. His joke was so bad it wasn't even remotely funny, to the point where I had to try and make it a little bit funnier. God, you know, I'm not surprised that no one wants to write for his show, though, because if I was a writer and I wanted to work on late night shows, his show would be the last one I'd want to work on. So I'm not surprised. And if I was working on his show, to be honest, if I was a good writer working on his show, I actually would make his jokes as bad as possible in hopes that he loses as much of his audience as possible. So actually, the writers, thank you for doing the Lord's work. That was excellently done. Very, very, a masterful ruse.
And people who believe in social justice have agreed this is wrong and this is bad, and exposing kids to an adult world of lurid costumes and garish makeup borders on abuse. Now, hurry up and get in the car. We're late for Drag Queen Story Hour. Not that there's anything wrong with being a drag queen, but maybe it's time to admit that sometimes Drag Queen Story Hour is more for the queen than the kids. Sure, kids love a clown, but does the clown have to have tits?
I like how they couldn't find any inappropriate photos of, like, drag queen story hours. And they did their best, but this was the best they could do. It's like a woman wearing, or a drag queen, excuse me. It looks like a woman wearing a long skirt from waist to ankle, and then, like, a tube top, I guess. You could see this just, like, walking around in, like, any place that gets hot. Like literally find any state that gets hot, go there in the summer, there's people dressed like this. Also, there are literally clowns with tits and it's awesome. Listen, man, I can't oust myself as a Clussy lover, okay, man? I already have done enough detrimental activities to my name and my brand. I don't need to add to that list, all right? We just need to, okay? You guys are weird. Yeah, well, your name is purple, okay? What are you, a Twitch fan? What are you, a Twitch simp? Okay, fuck you. How dare you? Does the clit honk if you pinch it? I'm rotating between saying nothing and saying, no, but it's a magic trick, the way that you'll be seeing stars immediately after doing that. But I've never tried it, and there's only one way to find out. So if somebody can try it and let me know, thank you. Twist it, bop it. Die afterward. Pull. Stop. Okay. Stop. Focus. Shh. Focus.
And when I see a 5-year-old tipping at a bar under a sign that says it's not going to lick itself.
Remember when Shuan had gave conservatives this ammo?
Do I have to pretend that's cool in order?
And for anyone who didn't see this discourse when it was first spread around, the sign that says it's not going to lick itself is actually the sign that was already in the store. It's a bar. It's like similar to like Applebee's. It's already child friendly. Like people come and get food and drinks all the time with their kids or without their kids. And it was rented out. No, it's not an ice cream bar. Let me get there. It was rented out by some drag queens who wanted to do, I guess, like a catwalk. I'm not really sure about the details here. I'm not inundated with culture. My apologies. But the bar does paid advertising for this ice cream shop, like I guess across the street. And the ice cream shop specifically put that sign up. That was not put up by the drag queens. The drag queens did not put that to insinuate anything. That was there in reference to an ad for ice cream. All right? But it's very cute that you think that you can show people this and create false outrage.
To keep my liberal ID card? Sorry, I can't do that. If you want kids to be more tolerant, why not have handicapped people read them stories? Kids are more likely to encounter disabled people than drag queens in life. Geez, can't we just go back to the good old days when kids were read simple stories with simple morals like, if you're a lonely single man, just make a boy out of wood. I've said it.
Why does he look like he's made out of wax, guys? So does this guy. I don't know who this guy is, but why do they both look like they're made out of wax? It's so scary. Is this just what happens when you're evil for too long?
I've said it before, wokeness.
It's giving funeral makeup.
This is not an extension of liberalism anymore. It's more often taking something so far that it becomes the opposite. Teaching kids not to hate or judge those who are different, great. Proud we got there, all for that. But at a certain point, inclusion becomes promotion. And contrary to current progressive dogma, children aren't miniature adults wise beyond their years. They're morons. They're gullible morons who'll believe anything and just want to please grown-ups. And they don't have any frame of reference. So they normalize whatever's happening. That's why endlessly talking about gender to 6-year-olds isn't just inappropriate. It's what the law would call entrapment, which means
That's literally not what that word.
enticing people into doing something they wouldn't ordinarily do. For example, after 9/11.
So why didn't you just like show the definition then? If that's what the definition is, then why didn't you just show the definition? Because it seems like Google doesn't think that entrapment means that. It seems to think it means the action of tricking someone into committing a crime in order to secure their prosecution. I think what you're trying to think of is convincing. Mom tricked me into eating vegetables. Entrapment. My mom said the choo-choo train was coming and I didn't know it had vegetables in it. This is entrapment. If a kid sees a trans person and they're like, yeah, that's cool. I hope the trans people are doing well. That's not entrapment. That's just convincing kids to not be bigoted. That's all that is.
Into doing something they wouldn't ordinarily do. For example, after 9/11, there were several cases of overzealous federal agents leading sad losers into terrorist plots, like the undercover FBI agent who got 7 out-of-work dudes in Liberty City, Florida, to sign on to a plot to bomb the Sears Tower in Chicago. Oh, please, these guys didn't even have a gun. But when someone said, wouldn't it be cool if we taught the man a lesson and blew something up? They said, yeah, that would be kind of cool. Entrapment, suggesting someone into something they wouldn't otherwise do. And if you...
What is this comparison? Even his own audience is like lost. They're like, dude, what is this old man saying? Like literally, he's gone. He's literally gone.
Think that some of that isn't going on with gender in schools? You're not watching enough TikTok videos.
I pledge allegiance to the queers.
I'm not allowed to be out as trans non-binary at school. My response to this is to be as obnoxiously queer as possible.
There's a certain kind of activist these days who wants to take heterosexuality, old school, old-fashioned, boring, minding its own business heterosexuality,
Minding its own business. Heterosexuality. Just minding its own business, heterosexuality. Yeah, it's just minding its own business. Like I don't see what the problem is. Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. Yeah, This is a crazy photo, but to be fair, I did Google pregnant teachers. I know this is crazy to think about, but like, kids are gonna be okay knowing that 2 adults love each other very much. Okay, in my opinion, I think the kids are gonna be okay. I don't think the kids are gonna experience severe trauma because their teacher is wearing a rainbow shirt. Now, I'm not a professional in child psychology, so who knows really? Maybe kids see rainbows and they're like, oh my God, ah, I now have PTSD. I don't know. I'm not a dumb kid. I don't know any dumb kids. But I guess it's technically possible. Yeah. Yeah.
And lump it in with patriarchy and sexism and racism and tell kids, wouldn't it be cool if you were anything but that? It also seems to be the theme of kind of a lot of kids' books these days. I never used the phrase gay agenda because I thought it was mostly nonsense.
I like how he showed like 50 books. Meanwhile, there's literally hundreds of thousands of children's books, if not more. This is literally like less than 1% of all the books that exist for children.
And it is, mostly. But a director for Disney Television Animation did say after she was hired,
the showrunners were super welcoming to my not at all secret gay agenda. I was just wherever I could, just basically adding queerness. No one would stop me and no one was trying to stop me.
look, I'm all for adding queerness wherever. I put some in my drink before I came out here tonight.
Oh yeah? Suck some dick right now. Prove it. Prove it, bitch.
But maybe we should think about giving kids a break from our culture wars for a minute, or at least until the election is over.
Here's a timestamp of him talking about OnlyFans. I recommend at least 1.5%. I just who is watching this drivel? He didn't connect. Was it just me or did he just not connect anything? He was like, oh, well, Nickelodeon had these really bad practices. And so Disney hired one of these pills. So wasn't Ron DeSantis right? It's like, dude, what are you talking? The lawsuit brought against Ron DeSantis by Disney wasn't because Ron DeSantis said that there are pills in Disney. Here, we can read the Wikipedia article together. Let's read it together, shall we? You, in fact, do not have to hand it to him. The dispute began when Disney officials expressed disapproval for the proposed Florida Parental Rights in Education Act, which has been labeled by reporters, protesters, and counter-protesters as the Don't Say Gay bill. After DeSantis responded angrily, the Florida state legislature repealed the Reedy Creek Improvement Act, which had established a special governance and taxing district around the Walt Disney World in Lake Buena Vista, Florida. Critics of Disney argue that the company had been given too much self-governing power. Critics of DeSantis argue that he made Florida's government harmful to doing business with gay people, undermined a business's right to free speech, and is hurting one of the state's largest employers and taxpayers. Among his critics are other Republican leaders, including then House Speaker Kevin McCarthy and fellow presidential candidates Donald Trump and Nikki Haley. Federal judge ruled in favor of DeSantis in 2024, January 31st. A spokesperson for Disney said the company was undeterred by the ruling and intended to press forward with their case. The next day, Disney filed an appeal to the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. On March 27th, 2024, Disney settled its pending state court lawsuits with DeSantis. Per the agreement, Disney put the appeal of their federal lawsuit on hold while negotiations regarding a new development agreement with Florida play out. However, no alterations to Disney's appeal of the federal lawsuit were made. Settlement came a day after DeSantis replaced two Disney critics on the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District with two Disney supporters, and 2 weeks after the Parental Rights in Education Act was largely overturned by a court. Literally, Walt Disney was like, hey, man, what do you got? What is this Don't Say Gay bill? What's wrong with y'all? Y'all are crazy. And then DeSantis, very in Napoleonic fashion was like, you can't undermine me. Check this out. And then Disney said, we have so much money, we are just going to sue. I think you forgot how much money we have. I think you forgot that. This had nothing to do with... You forgot the I'm him. Yeah. This had nothing to do with... This had nothing to do with trans people. This had nothing to do with drag story queen hour. Nothing to do with any of this stuff. I don't know how you think you can connect these and hand it to Ron DeSantis. Ron was not accusing Disney of having too many or something. And like, what are you even on about? 4 days ago, Maher defended Woody Allen in regards to the Pharaoh allegations by saying this. First of all, I flat out believe him. I believe a 57-year-old man didn't suddenly become a child molester in the middle of a divorce proceeding and custody battle in a house full of adults and in broad daylight. And also said people who refuse to work Allen are a bunch of pussies. Shocking. 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 That's crazy. That's crazy. He also said Woody Allen was exonerated, which is not true. Yeah. Woody Allen literally married the kid that he raised. No, man, Woody Allen's fine. He's fine. He's fine. Sorry, I was looking at chat messages. Okay, can we watch this bit, this OnlyFans bit, and then move on with our lives before I cause myself any more brain damage?
No, that's true, because OnlyFans. Do you know what goes on OnlyFans?
It's funny, he tries to act like queer people and drag queens when he's talking about a story of a bunch of straight cis white men being... Well, to be fair, Brian Peck was gay, but yes, that Brian Peck was a white cis dude. Like... But sure, it's the trans people that are coming for your kids. And he doesn't list a single example of the trans people that are coming for his kids. Literally doesn't list a single example. It's literally just, the drag queens are telling stories to kids. Are they doing anything? No. Are the stories child appropriate? Yeah. I just don't like that it's them telling the stories. I think it should be disabled people instead. It's like, what are you fucking talking about? But sure, let's see what you have to say on OnlyFans. I'm sure what you have to say on OnlyFans will be much more intelligent.
A little, I've been told.
Oh, did I embarrass America, sweetheart?
Do you know what happens on OnlyFans, guys? I don't know if you guys know, but there's porn on OnlyFans.
Oh, it's good.
No, but it's a lot of, like, yeah.
Well,
my daughter used to threaten me that she would go on OnlyFans, but she was
they
kidding.
would tell you that it's a place where content creators can make people aware of anything, pottery, gardening. It's men masturbating is what it is. It's men masturbating and young girls taking off their clothes and playing with themselves while a baby cries in the next room.
Oh.
That's what OnlyFans is. And
I don't know whose page you are sub to, Bill, but that's weird that you are into some weird kinky shit, man. Because I'm going to keep it for real with you. I've never seen anything. What the fuck are you watching? I've never seen anything like that. I just watched like normal. Like, what are you talking about? That's so specific.
And the New York Times Magazine did a very long deep dive into it, and I'm old, so like that's how I know about OnlyFans, you know.
Like a friend of mine told me about it, and that's why I know about it. Otherwise, I would never sub to someone on OnlyFans. I don't even know what subbing is, actually. I don't even know what a PPV is, like, for real. Why are you pretending like you don't watch? Like, dude, stop. Can we stop? Can we chill? Can we just, please?
But they have what they're called chatters. In other words, you're relating.
We need Noah's Ark, man. Like, we need it now, okay? Because the simulation has gone too far. Okay? It's gone too far. We need to start over.
Relating. God, I sound like I'm 100. But see, I'm not a tech person. You know, I have the basics, but like, I've never been on a website with anyone like that. I'm guessing I've never used the camera except maybe in a Zoom
I've never been on a website ever before. You can trust me.
meeting. I guess I use it then, but like, I've never done that. But okay, so you've connected through the computer. Again, I sound like I'm 89. Through the computer with this young lady, and I thought it was more direct, like an old webcam girl, where you're actually talking to each other like in a Zoom.
Right.
It's not.
It's not?
No, it's like you're
Like in a Zoom. Can you just say chatterbait like every normal person? Why are you pretending like we all know? Like literally everyone in here knows that you've watched. Okay. And when you found out that the internet had, has anyone seen that one clip from Family Guy where Quagmire discovers, it's terrible, by the way, Family Guy, because everything I know about it is clips I've seen on Twitter. And now I know Family Guy lore, despite having never seen it myself. My life is terrible. The scene where Quagmire discovers that there's on the internet and he just doesn't leave his house for like a week straight because he just didn't know that there was online.
Quagmire? Hey, nobody's seen you in days. Hey, Peter. You okay? Yeah, I'm good. I'm just gonna go and check my mail over there. You been lifting weights? No.
Like, we all know you had that moment, Bill. We all know your kids were like, no, the internet's cool. You should try it. And then you told them no. And then you found out there was, and you were like, I'm staying here. This is where my home is now. We know, like we can all tell just by looking at you. We all know that you've used cam sites. No one is even judging you for it. Just admit it instead of, I was trying to talk to a young lady, like on Skype. We're not buying what you're selling, man. Listen, that bridge you're selling, we're not buying it.
You're texting and she's texting back because that's how the kids talk. But it's not even her. It's a chatter. It's a fat guy in the Philippines. And the guy who's paying for this, he must know somewhere in his mind that this is not really his girlfriend. That it's not even.
Wait, but so
it's not even her communicating.
Oh, so they just use video of the girl and they have a guy pretending to chat? What?
Can we just talk about a couple things? JFK Rowling, thank you for the gift. Can we just talk about a couple things? First of all, there are lots of people that are on OnlyFans, okay, that actually do respond to all of their own messages. It's just you have to look a little bit harder for those people, the people who really do care about their audiences. The way that I see it is there are like the Hassans of the world and there are the Aiden Rosses or like IShowSpeed of the world. There are the people who actually care about their audience and care about their community and their fans, and they actually care about not scamming them. And then there are the people who don't. And I specifically use Hassan and some of these other annoying people as an example because I'm pretty sure IShowSpeed and Aiden Ross both did crypto rug pulls on their audiences because they don't care about their audience. Their audience, as far as they're concerned, is just like a bag of money. And then there are people like Hassan who like spend their time doing fundraising and they see that people in their community need help and they donate directly out of their pocket because they have the ability to. It's the same thing with the people who do sex work. There are people who do sex work who talk to their audience, who I've known creators who found out that their fans got scammed by somebody doing like someone who was running a catfish account. And this friend of mine was like, I'm so sorry that you got catfished by them. Like, you know, I'm down to reimburse you on what you lost to the catfish. Because I don't want someone to have like a bad experience. Like, do you want me to do anything? Like, obviously, I'm going to make sure that their page gets reported and stuff. But I don't want to see people who just want to enjoy my content getting scammed. And then they always put out public messages being like, please just know I do not directly talk to any fans unless it is through my OnlyFans. If you are talking to anyone outside of that, that is not me. Do not give them your money. Please. Like, it makes me so sad. I will never say that I want to date you. I will never say that I want to meet up with you. I just like to make. Not me. Again, I'm talking about a friend of mine before someone's like, you make, I need to see it right now. Just so I know where to avoid it. And they care about their audience. They just care about their audience and they care about, they don't want to see their audience getting scammed. They want to make the content that they want to make. In this case, it's sex work. And they want people to consume their content. That's it. They don't want to scam anyone. And in the same way that there are the Aiden Rosses of the world in streaming, there's also the Aiden Ross of the world on OnlyFans that do sex work and who don't care about their audience at all. At all. And they just see them as like, you are a bag of money that I am going to collect, and I don't care if I scam you. So long as OnlyFans allows me to do this, I'm going to keep doing it forever. I mean, I've heard people talk about, they are trying to pay for a service, whatever. They're like, hey, can I get this specific video? I want to say, can I get a video like this? And the creator's like, yeah, sure, here you go. Give me $200. And they are just straight scamming. Like the video is not what they said it was going to be. And it's like, oh, but luckily OnlyFans lets you report accounts and get refunds for things and say like, hey, I got scammed. They have a good reporting system, thankfully, which is really nice. But yeah, there are people who they don't care about their audience. There's people who care about their audience. And your goal is just to try and find people who care about their audiences. And there's a lot of people who directly respond to messages. There are also people who hire assistants to type like them. In fact, most of the time, women who do OnlyFans tend to hire other women to run their pages, to like send messages and respond to people. And it's because they don't want to hire some weirdo that they don't know, that's going to send messages that they don't like, that they don't approve of, that don't sound like them. And the only people, generally speaking, who are using, like, what was his example? A fat guy in the Philippines. The only people using those services are people who've usually been scammed by an OnlyFans agency. Also, just think about it realistically. Of course, if you're subbing to someone who has millions of followers, you're not talking to them. Of course that, like, no one is that stupid. No one. Peach Stars and Jenna both have assistants and they're very open about it. It's pretty nice. Oh yeah, for sure. And I have a lot of respect. That's another thing as well. There's a lot of creators that are very open about the fact that, like, you are speaking to an assistant, which is nice. I think it's pretty nice. And I've met Jenna's assistants. They are such sweet people. They're so nice. And it's because you want someone that's similar to you writing your messages or like running your page. It's like, I'm sorry. Thank you so much for the gift sub. Thank you. Okay. Sorry. I just had to like get that out of my system.
What she would say?
Yes. Read the article.
Okay, I have to.
I swear I didn't make that up, though.
Yeah, because I
yes.
thought it was live and that people were truly interacting.
Maybe there is that, too. I mean, I think it's everything, but this is how they described it.
Oh, interesting.
The girls,
and this is only
because some of the girls don't speak English.
Yeah, well, that's not surprising, right?
And that's not surprising at all, because we exploit non-English speakers. Here, here. It must end. Tonight, it must end. But
that came off as so divorced. That was, can we watch that? This is a bit of a torture stream today. This is a BDSM stream. So that was terrible to watch on 1.5x. Let's see it in 1x. Because that sounded like he found out that Amaranth wasn't actually responding to him. And he was like reliving his trauma for a second.
Non-English speakers. Here, here. It must end. Tonight, it must end. But,
I was offered this labor exploiting until I found out that it was happening to me. Till I found out that the labor that was being exploited was I was being deceived. Dies of cringe.
That goes to your point about the loneliness. I mean, it just blows my mind that guys and they spend a fortune on it.
Well, you know now what they're starting to do. It's funny because I did a 6-hour series 4 or 5 years ago for Nat Geo. And one of them was on tech addiction. And in San Diego, I went to this whole place that manufactures sex dolls. And with AI, yeah, I mean, it was crazy. And I interviewed a man who had 2 of them. And I want you to know that you can take them apart and they're dishwashers.
They would, yes, they'd have to be.
Isn't that disgusting?
I mean, it is, yes, I am.
Anyway, so there were these, and you can.
So you have one? He has one. He has one. Look at the way that he responded to that.
them apart and their dishwashers.
They would, yes, they'd have to be.
Disgusting.
I mean, it is, yes,
Anyway, so there were these, and you can pick, you know, what color eyes, breast size.
Why are you trying to play it cool? Motherfucker has like the suck gluck 5,000 dishwasher safe, will never leave you or divorce you. Like, that was crazy that he put himself in 4K like that. Oh my God.
Size. There was a whole table bill of nipples that you know could select. You can custom order these basically these sex dolls. And now with AI, they're implanting stuff in there, and so you can actually carry on a conversation with these.
Oh, it's very, very soon going to get to the point where, I mean, men are already largely lost to the female population, especially the young ones, because they, first of all, they think choking is first base and anal is second.
Oh, good Lord.
Really, and a lot of this is because of the porn and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just very rapey, and it's so funny. We have to be super duper extra politically correct, like through all these other venues, and then it like comes out here, like in the porn, like the porn.
And you know that.
Why does it need to be violent? Not literally violent, but just very disrespectful. It's and look,
I think it is violent. I think a lot of it is violent.
That doesn't come on my feed.
No, but I did an interview for my podcast about this, about the easy access for especially young men to watch porn starting at like 8, 9, 10 years old, and how distorting it is
I'm sure.
for them in terms of relationships. And, you know, listen, whatever people want to do, I don't want to sound like a prude, but just the level of misogyny and violence that they are exposed to at an incredibly young age.
No, I'm telling you, this is why, you know, if you talk to young girls, they're like, yeah, guys my age are just impossible.
Yeah.
And for the guys, very often I've seen documentaries on porn addiction. Like how could a girl compete with, like, when they like the porn better?
Yeah. When
it starts that young, and of course they perfected it. I mean, when I was a kid, this is what I was jerking off to, like a picture like this.
Yeah, yeah.
Just a picture like in like Life magazine, like what I had to work with.
Well, you know, hopefully you had a Playboy now and then.
That came a little later, but at first it was just.
Can we put this guy in jail? There has to be something he said here that's jailable. I can't. No, you shouldn't be. This needs to be illegal to get on your TV show or your fucking stupid dumbass podcast and say shit that makes me uncomfortable. This needs to be fucking illegal. Straight to jail.
No, my father didn't get Playboy.
Yeah. But didn't you hide them under the bed?
I did hide them in the woods.
Yeah.
But I got them because I stole them babysitting. Oh, God. I stole them from this poor guy who, like, where's that Playboy?
You were babysitting the kid?
Yeah. Well, I was babysitting. That's what you do when you're like 14 or something. That was like one of my, I always worked when I was a kid. I raked leaves, I shoveled snow, I mowed lawns. Like, I was a worker bee. I've always been a worker. Like, I think you're the same way.
So, like, what's wrong?
Straight to jail.
So, like, what is, tell me the difference between you jerking off to Playboy magazines and someone jerking off to OnlyFans content? Because, like, they went on this, like, sidetrack about how, like, a lot of is violent, but you have to understand, a lot of is violent because these sex workers are being exploited and abused and put into very exploitative contracts that they don't understand what they're signing because they're fucking dumb 18-year-olds that just barely are allowed to sign contracts now. In reality, at least with OnlyFans, all of the content that you see, generally speaking, very generally speaking, all the content that you see on OnlyFans is going to be content that's very consensual that the person themselves is uploading. So generally, it's not going to be excessive or gratuitous violence. So if you're trying to talk about like getting kids to not watch violent pornography, isn't OnlyFans a good solution to that problem? Also, you're selecting your own on OnlyFans. I can't. It's giving the meme of Subway's ass. Motherfucker, you made the sandwich. I can't. Yeah. Yeah.